These were the phrases Jennifer heard throughout her long marriage. Immersed in her children's care, she never expected things to change at home. She had to forget that she was first and foremost a woman, not a domestic machine to take care of the household's problems. Having said enough, Jennifer was unable to change her life dramatically. From childhood, Jennifer was accustomed to catering to her relatives. From her school years, Jennifer looked after her home, her younger siblings, and her mother, who became suddenly ill. The family could not afford a caregiver to take care of her, so Jennifer was torn between home and school. Her mother's last words to her were that she had to look after her younger brothers. While her friends went out on dates, Jennifer cleaned the house, cooked for her younger siblings, checked their homework, went to parent-teacher conferences, and attended school events. Her father left the children alone. Her father sent her little things that barely lasted a week, and she had to make do with the rest. Jennifer, who took custody of the children, was poor and had to work and study. Jennifer's life did not change much when her mother was gone. She continued to live for others, forgetting herself and her desires. She was in no hurry to get married. She had to raise the boys, or at least put them through school. They were already suffering. They were too hard for her to think about, and she had no time to think about it. She did little for herself, preferring to do what was best for her younger brothers. Otherwise, she could never get used to it. Until he came along, a handsome, tall brunette, a promising student who was going to be a graduate student at a prestigious university. Many girls dreamed of such a man, but for some reason he attracted the attention of a modest laboratory assistant at the university where he studied. The man came from a rich family and was spoiled by parents and girls, but no one could understand why he wanted Jennifer. The girls graduated from college, the guys grew up, and it was time to think about themselves. Of course, Jennifer realized that she was not a match for him, but she preferred to listen to her heart and not to argue with reason. After all, the famous fairy tale Cinderella also married a prince, but nothing happened to her. They were married so quickly that they became the envy of their fellow students. How could this happen? The handsome Nikola or the weak girl who lured her favorite fiancé to her side? Some students were indignant, but nothing, such a marriage would not last long. To everyone's surprise, the couple lasted 1 or 2 years, and now it has been 5 years. It is a boy and a girl, husband, a scientist, wife, a happy woman, devoted to her family, healthy children, and prosperity. I am very jealous. Jennifer focused on her job as a subordinate, while Nicholas insisted that he needed a reliable husband. Jennifer put her red diploma in the back of her mind and focused on raising her children and caring for her husband. Jennifer also helped her husband in every way she could in his successful career. It was she who helped him to compose the right phrases for the next important report, wrote his dissertation, and showed him where and how to revise it. She had to look her best for her husband, so she spent hours ironing his shirts, carefully selecting his shoes and ties. Soon she forgot about herself, preferring to wear her hair in her tail and jeans. When Nikola bragged to his friends about his accomplishments after his next victory speech, Jennifer remained in the shadows, and he preferred to keep quiet about her successes. What else is a wife to do but stay at home? A wife stays home and stays home. What else is there to do? Jennifer loved her husband so much that she neither appreciated nor expected any gratitude from him. In the sign of her love, she was even afraid to help her husband in his work and projects. As long as the two kept their harmony, being in the shadow of her beloved was such a bad lot. She had a feeling that there was someone else in the marriage, but she didn't ask too many questions for fear of losing her lover forever. Nicholas, our wedding anniversary is coming up, so let's go somewhere together. My friend will look after the children and I'll arrange everything, she asked her husband. Why do we have to go nowhere else? Because I'm tired of work and have nothing else to do. He was indeed tired. Victoria, his young and quick mistress, demanded a lot of stamina. Nicholas's wife had no money for beauty, expensive gifts, and constant male attention. She never complained, wore shirts that smelled like her husband's perfume, and turned a blind eye to his passing. Who is she without a husband? An ordinary housewife who has forgotten everything she learned at university and whose only purpose is to cook borscht. So it was time, and Nikola did not abandon his family, did not leave his wife behind, nor did his mistresses maintain his image of a decent family man. When the children go to school, and I'm going to be a little bit older, then I'll make a decision. Don't worry about it now. It's an important meeting, Nicholas reassured Victoria. I'm tired of work. I need to prepare my report, he said. Time passed, but nothing changed. Tired of the long wait, Natalia left her lover and soon found another, and then another. The children grew up and no longer required the same attention and care as before. In addition to Nikola's death, the family's main sorrow, there were health problems. The old man suddenly suffered a stroke and was unable to work for some time. He had to forget to work, as the recovery was slow and complications arose. However, his adult children did not want to continue their father's work and generally did not want to work. Daughter Jessica soon married and seemed to be living her mother's life. Son Brad dropped out of the paid institute and spent all day lying on the couch playing computer games. Nikola had become a grumpy old man, demanding constant attention and care. As if in mockery, 5 mornings he demanded freshly brewed coffee and clean shirts. Jennifer, as always, forgot herself and her personal needs and listened only to this. And now she had to serve not only her husband, but also her grown-up son. He was suddenly depressed about the girl who had left him. Jennifer had no time for depression and was looking for a job for herself now that the family's financial situation was shaken. Despite her complete lack of experience, she soon found a job as an engineering assistant in a small company. Seeing her hard work and sense of responsibility, her colleagues were soon happy to give her a job. She couldn't say no. Her education and innate ingenuity didn't allow it, so she often had to work for others. Work, husband, son, colleagues. This cycle continued endlessly. It was a new psychological training in which women were taught the art of self-love, which was supposed to be the determining factor in life. Of course, it was not only about the course, but also about working on oneself and one's worldview. Jennifer was inspired by her experiences and realized that she didn't want to live the way she was living now. She was determined to change her life at any cost. And not just on the course, Jennifer decided that she owed no one anything. She was finally able to fulfill her dream of dancing, which she had dreamed of as a little girl. She had never had time to dance before and probably never intended to. Now, in her late 50s, she is allowing herself to realize her dream. At home after work, she had no hesitation. Why should she be late for another coffee shop or walk in the countryside? Why, everything was going so well. The people closest to her saw the change and were at first perturbed, complaining that she didn't want to eat the store food or that she couldn't cook for herself. Jennifer said she would have taken the deal seriously, but he was so angry about being alone that he even drooled on her. That woman is brazen, shameless. That was the family diagnosis. Only Jennifer didn't care. Maybe it's finally time to think for herself.